I forget what kind of bowls they're called. They're really ancient, like, and when you like rub a wooden stick around them, they like make a really resonant tone. Right when we were packing it up to go in, like, they weren't coming out, my friend brought these bowls out, and we actually used it. And right there and then, we saw one off in the distance. It came down. It stayed fairly dim, but, you definitely could tell it wasn't an airplane because it would stop, and then it would go, and then it would, like, speed up and then slow down, and then it was, and then it was just staying off in the distance. So I feel like it was, like, almost scanning. And I don't know, that's kind of like what my gut instinct was telling me, but it was being very cautious, and I was a little confused at why it would do that. But it seemed very interactive. The most interactive experience I've had yet, actually, was last night. So I don't know if the bowls that we used could have been like, hello, like a doorbell. So how would you feel about that?
Could be. Keep trying them. If it works before, I'd keep trying to. What I find out, it's the intent. And
right.
Put your intention out there, and don't have any major expectations, so you won't be disappointed, because sometimes they're busy and they're not always around, or they're not always available, to jump at our beck and call.
Right.
One guy came out and
too.
demanded that I summon the ships, and I said, it doesn't work that way. You invite them, and if you're lucky, they're around. But
they've never really given me the runaround or anything. Every time I've gone out to the lake, I'm going to say 90% of the time they come out, and it's either a couple of them or just one, but it's very powerful. And brought a few friends and 5 people under my belt that know I'm not, just spewing garbage out of the side of my mouth, and they know that it's actually like a factual thing. So yeah, I guess I just really wanted to call in to let everybody know that it's happening everywhere. So that's like really cool.
Yeah,
it's really exciting.
If there's anybody, do you have any way of somebody to contact you? I don't know if you want to do that, but if you could give your email list, we might have some.
Yeah. I'd have to give you my band's email address because that's the only one I have right now. Like, did you want it right now?
Yeah.
All right, it's ABEO SPERA. That would spell ABO Spera at hotmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be more than happy to be contacted about this because, it seems to be every time I go out there, they come out. So more people need to know.
Yeah, and you can send me an email, at ufojames@gorge.net. And,
okay.
I'll put it out over the list. And I know we have a lot of people in that area that would love to, probably start a little group and maybe get, bring their cameras and start filming this.
Yeah, I mean, they've even covered it on Fox 8, and, I'm normally not, happy about the way they cover it because they're just so, I guess, it's just simple about it, and very Hollywood-ish, if you will. And they covered it really well in March, and then in April again, they covered it again really well, and it just blows my mind that they're actually getting it out there. And I know a lot of people are just blowing it off, like, those are just airplanes or something over the lake. But, I mean, after you sit and stare at it, it's like an acorn-shaped thing with glowing lights coming off of it. It's clearly something from another world. So, yeah, it's really cool. I guess that's all I have, and thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks.
Be sure and send out that email. If there's anybody that, heard that email, go ahead and send them an email back. And if you're in the area and you've got some good night vision or some cameras or whatever, maybe you can have a little rendezvous and get this on film.
Excellent. Thanks, man.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
All right. Looks like we're having a little meltdown on some of the lines here. So the line we have that is working is the toll-free line, 888-815-9756. Again, that's 888-815-9756. And that's good for the U.S. and Canada. If you've got a story you want to call in, or if you're feeling the shifts, seeing some UFOs, whatever, just give us a call. We also have line 1. If you want to call in on that line, it's 530-327-7602. Again, that's 530-327-7602. And the toll-free number is 888-815-9756. And it looks like we're not going to be hearing from Leslie tonight, so who knows? Maybe she's up on a ship or hanging out with one of the colonels that she's got on her show. So, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and see what else is going on. Definitely, if anybody wants to call in and share their stories, feel free. We've got open lines tonight. There's a lot of, I've been seeing there's a lot of discs over there and showing up around our area. It's getting pretty crazy. So there's we don't know what is going on. There's people calling on line 2 and 3, and it's just not coming through. So we'll just keep trying. Hopefully we can get a hold of Leslie and get her on the line. We still have a few minutes left on the show, and a short interview, and then get her back again later. But being that she has so much to share, it wouldn't do justice to just bring her on for just a few minutes. So, but anyway, this just the way it goes. We've got some pretty crazy things happening. It looks like we've got Tony from Minnesota on line 1. Tony, are you with us? Hello? Might have lost Tony on line 1. Looks like Tony got dropped off of line 1. Anyway, we'll keep trying. It's getting a little strange out here on the hang-up, but who knows? Again, I was talking before about, apparently we must be getting some really good information out there because, the other radio shows, they told me we have the record on losing lines, and we lost 4 lines on the last show I did in the LA area, and we're always good for a couple hang-ups, 2 or 3, so where they actually hang up the line that I'm actually broadcasting on. So anyway, we're doing something right, and so stay with the flow. But anyway, I can go ahead until we get some other call-ins here. We've got the other lines are down. We've just got maybe one line coming in, so hopefully we can get some more callers on that one line. But again, the line, if you want to call in, the line 1 is open now. It's 530-327-7602. It's like we have Sandy on line 1. Sandy, are you with us? Hello, Sandy.
Hi, James. It's nice to be speaking with you. I was looking at your website, and I just have been so excited to speak with you. I'd like to share an experience I had, actually, I think it was April the 14th of 2009. Mm-hmm. I've had, about all my life, I've had experiences, in the dream time. Mm-hmm. And also, with different types of beings. When I was involved in Native American up on, there's a mountain called Bear Butte, and when they were putting people up, and it was just the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I couldn't even count them. And we would lay at night. We were camped out there for I think it was about 5 days or a week, and they called them the grandfathers and grandmothers, but you knew what they were. They were very drawn, I think, to the spiritual energy that was going on, and during people's vision quest. Uh-huh. But on April the 14th, I was talking to my friend on the phone. I was laying on the couch, and the street I live a little bit out in the country, and the street in front of me, it goes, excuse me, it goes, vertically. There's no way that a traffic can come into my window facing my front yard. There's a huge tree there. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I was talking to my friend, and all of a sudden, this most incredible light, it just blinded me for a second. But it didn't hurt my eyes. But what was so amazing is that it felt like spiritual energy. like this beautiful, spiritual energy. And I told my friend, I said, something just shot in my eye. And I turned my head to the kitchen and it did it again, and I felt it kind of in my left eye. I said, I'm going to go outside and see what's going on, see if I can see anything. Well, it had these really thick, extremely thick clouds that were low. And what I saw, it looked like this huge, like a floodlight, like a lighthouse in a way. And it was going around in a circle, And I knew, I've never seen, it was not a helicopter or anything like that. And I stood out there for quite a while just counting the rotations and saying hello, silently. But anyway, that night, what was interesting is that all of a sudden I just thought, I'm going to go in and go to bed. And I caught myself, I guess you would call it lucid dreaming, walking around the corner to my kitchen. And as I did so, I saw the lock of my door jiggling. And it was just like a hair second, how the mind kicks in and you think, well, it's like a reaction. You want to know if you should go and hide or what. But all of a sudden it was like this calm came over. I heard this, of course it's inward. I think it was intuitive or, talking, asking me if I wanted to continue to let, fear basically rule my life, And I remember going up to the door, and when I came up to that door, I just stood there staring at it for a second, but it was like I was empty. And I just wanted to see what was on the other side. So I remember when I opened that door, it was the most beautiful light I have ever seen. Well, I've seen on Avatar, I'll go back, but this was different. It was a huge light, but it seemed like, it was a living presence. It was living white, but it felt like all these rainbow colors, right? And it had like this kind of this pinkish, rosy looking edge on it. And I just sat there and I was trying to do with my consciousness, I didn't want my mind to put any kind of images of who I thought it would be. I wanted to see clearly what this was, who was this? And as I was looking, it was just like, I was looking as far as I could in and really feeling this whole thing out, And then finally I just said, who are you? And it was so amazing because what I heard was master. But it wasn't the word master. It was the feeling that I got. It was like this, I have to tell you, it was like home, it was like going home. It was, it felt like the purest thing. It was so pure you didn't even want to ask it for anything. And then
I know exactly what you're talking about. I had the same experience.
And then when as soon as the heart connects and it's like you're home, it's just like everything falls away. I've been seeking, you can put seeker. I've been searching for truth, and God's going down every kind of avenue for the last probably 30 years or so. I think I came in as one, with full of consciousness. I was open. And I've been a visionary, so I've had a lot of experiences, and, you go through so many different things. But this particular thing, it was just like all of a sudden it was like you knew that all your seeking had stopped. And it's like once you, and I don't know about your experience with who, it just felt like as soon as I recognized home, it's like my awareness and that awareness, it's like it stepped into me. And now it's just like every time I go to experience it, it's just I can feel it in my heart, And I believe that's it. And what's so amazing, it was like the all in all. I know you know what I'm saying, because this is why I'm calling you, because I just felt you so familiar when I saw your face. And I think it's why. And I was looking through all your pictures, all your incredible pictures on the light and things like that. Not all the light is pure, but you seem really familiar to me. And That's what I'm not a big one for radio. I don't like to call in on a lot of things. I will if I feel to.